Alright, today we're going to be doing a relisting and adding some new units to the tier list. So this is what the tier list looked like previously, and I'm going to be adding the 7 units at the bottom. And right now I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to relist a couple things, and then I'll talk about that a little bit in a second. Alright, so I've switched everything. The most notable changes are Shadow is now an S. He is insane. He belongs there. Luvia and Rin, Summer Luvia and Rin, have been moved up to the top of the A tier. So has Jay and Uzu. Uzu, nobody does damage like Uzu. It's insane. And then Luvia and Rin have been moved up to A tier. They are solid. They're really good in on Magic comps, and then Milim got moved up a little bit, and then I swapped Demon Lord Vox and Summer Iris because Summer Iris is just better on Mono Fire. Mono Fire is crazy right now. And then yeah, we're gonna start with Valentine's Liza. I think I'm gonna put her right in front of Arstella Orbis, just because she's a really solid healer, pretty good Archgener. I think of it as her having 200, and then she just gives the whole team, like she just spreads it among the whole team because 200 for 200. And yeah, she's just solid. And then Cistina, if you have Shiro and Beta, you don't need her. You're never gonna use her. But if you didn't get either of them, and you did get Cistina, Valentine Cistina, she could be a good tank. She's a taunt tank, damage mitigation tank. She's not the greatest though. She's not as good as Gamagori. She's not as good as Saiger Zero because he has a little bit of tank, but he's also just got way more damage. But I do think she is the top of D tier. I mean, if you don't have another good tank, she's still a solid pick, but I wouldn't pick her over pretty much any other tank. Alright, and then we're going to go straight to Shizu. Shizu and Luvia and Rin, that combo, or Rin and Luvia, that combo is insane. Because IMOP said that all bosses have an innate uh, resistance against status ailments. They do, but if you bring Shizu and she has that 50% burn res, you can burn anything. Unless it says like burn immune. You will be able to burn them, and then this combo is insane because you just pop off with the Ridden Luvia art, and everything's gonna get burned. There's gonna be more burn procs. Everything's getting burned. You're doing more damage, and then you hit them with the super art from Shizu, and that's a massive. I think it's like 320% fire res. Like those two together, if you have both of them, they're gonna be insane. But if you don't have them, I mean, she's still pretty good. She's not the best though. So I think I'm gonna put her right behind Delta, and she's gonna help out, but she's not gonna help out that much. And then Valdora, he's a damage dealer. He's a magic damage dealer, which is unfortunate because physical is so much better right now. And so he's just like doing a bunch of damage, and then his super art is uninterruptible, which is kind of cool. You can use that on a couple things. He can't like if he gets frozen after you super art, it'll still do the whole animation. But unfortunately, I don't think he does as much damage as Delta. I know he's not really selfish because he gives buffs to the whole team, but he's supposed to be the damage dealer. It doesn't really matter. Like he's supposed to be doing the damage, and if he's not doing more damage than Delta, what is he doing? Like he does do a lot of damage, but he doesn't do as much as some other units. Like Uzu, insane, so much better. The damage difference with Uzu and every other unit is absurd. So I'm gonna put him down below Momon, and then uh, I mean yeah, even Heart does more damage than Valdora, I'd say in certain situations. But yeah, and then we're gonna go on to Shuna. All right, so Shuna is one of the best healers in the game, and she also has a cleanse. She's an Archgener. She's an all-around solid unit. She does also have the biggest magic res debuff in the game next to Oikatsu. They both have 150%, which is I think like 30% higher than any other one. And then she also has that revive, which can come in handy sometimes. Sometimes not, but I do think she's a worse healer than Summer Chloe. And then we're gonna drop her down a couple because the other ones aren't really healers. And then I think she's a worse healer than uh, Valentine's Priscilla, but she's still really solid, one of the best healers in the game. The unfortunate thing is you're not gonna be able to use her and Alpha on the same team because they're both type F. But she's still a solid cleanser, healer, archgener, damage debuffer. And then we're gonna go on to Samurai Demon Lord Rimu. So he's gonna have I think it's a physical res down debuff, some arch gen, a massive multiplier on his super art, and then a heal on the art. He's gonna have 555 for his slots. He's a really solid unit. I don't think he's as good as Halloween Forte for Mono Dark, and then I don't think he's as good as Sunraku, but I'm gonna put him behind Summer Chloe and above Rin and Luvia, or Luvia and Rin, or no, Rin and Luvia. But he's a solid unit. His super art doesn't hit as hard as I would like it to, but I mean, he's going to be really good for Dark Runes because that 50% heal is kind of insane. And then on to our last unit, FM Heart, or I don't remember what his name on Global is, but I might be a little biased with this one, but I'm thinking about maybe Luck 300ing him. If you have Divine Arachnid's Tears, he's one of the best units in the game. He's just given the whole team so much Archgen, and yeah, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of S tier. But he's just crazy. Like if you got him and you have Divine Arachnid's Tears, you know. But if you don't, I mean, I'm sorry. That's kind of tragic, but he's one of the fastest units in the game. He's one of the best Archgeners. He's one of the best damage dealers, the best non-crit damage dealers. And I don't know, it's just something about him. He's insane. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for our tier list. And let me know what you agree and disagree with in the comments. But yeah, that's it. See ya.